The cracks in LGBTQ+ legislation in Mauritius, are they really free? Mauritian law says there's no censorship around LGBTQ+ identities and relationships. However, sexual activity between same-sex couples can earn them up to 5 years in prison. Despite the strides made towards full legislation of homosexuality and transgender identities, Africa is still far from where it needs to be when accepting the LGBTQ+ community in society. Harmful legislation across the continent targets gay people's heads, branding them as anomalies in need of punitive reformation. In Mauritius, while no formal laws have been enacted against identifying as and acting upon being part of the LGBTQ+, one law in the Criminal Act of 1838 blurs the lines of freedom, particularly for gay men. Section 250 of the Code criminalizes the act of sodomy between any persons, regardless of whether they identify as homosexual or heterosexual. At first glance, this may seem somewhat fair, as it applies to all citizens, regardless of sexual orientation. However, this rule disproportionately affects gay men. Sodomy is an anal sexual intercourse and is one of the primary forms of intercourse between same-sex men. It is closely linked to bestiality, defined as either depraved behaviors or sexual relations between people and animals. Therefore, the word itself has several negative connotations stemming from Western ideas on homosexuality. To put this into perspective, in Section 250 of the Criminal Code criminalizes sodomy and bestiality under the same law. This act was inherited from Western hegemony during the British colonial rule, and the maximum penalty is 5 years of jail time. Historically, sodomy is often used as a secondary charge in charges of sexual assault, sex with minors, animals, or sex in public. There is little to no evidence in Mauritius that this law has been enforced on same-sex couples, as most cases have involved heterosexual partners. But this does not mean complete freedom for the LGBTQ+ people because, by law, consensual acts of intimacy, particularly between men, can be charged, thereby criminalizing a part of someone's identity. The problematic nature of such a law does not end there. Illegalizing such an act conflates harmful practices such as rape, sexual assault, and child molestation with consensual acts between two adults. As a result, laws condition society to view homosexual men as threats and abomination to society and unworthy of their full liberties. Western ideology associates acts involving intersex with evil and the devil, hence the close relationship to bestiality according to the law. However, these ideals have proven to increase discrimination against homosexual men by stigmatizing intimate acts carried out in private. This is not to say that no legislation should be put in place to protect people against acts of assault that do not only involve typical penetration as with rape. Instead, the law should not discriminate by predominantly affecting a specific and significant societal group. There should be laws that specifically protect people harmed in instances of assault and molestations, and laws that punish the sordid act of bestiality. However, such crimes should not be grouped along with consensual intersex between adults and should not marginalize people for enacting their freedoms.